Oh, yeah. There we go, folks. Oh, yeah. Oh, folks, how are we doing tonight, folks? How you been? How you been, folks? I, of course, am Brett DeMott. Welcome to episode 35. Oh, I'm losing track, folks. 1,435. How you been with Brett DeMott? I am, of course, your fearless leader, Brett DeMott, here. Excited for a wonderful episode of the show, folks. I'll be honest with you, I couldn't be more excited. I know I say it every week. I say, oh, this is going to be the best show yet. But, folks, I'll tell you this, it might be the best show yet for two reasons. I'm in a great mood. Okay? Great mood because your good friend, Brett DeMott, and his lovely wife, Bibi, got a date night tonight, folks. That's right. We're not going out. We're playing it cool. We're playing it cool, not doing anything crazy. Gonna go for a little walk around the neighborhood. Gonna bring some sandwiches. We're gonna sit down by the river and eat some sandwiches. What kind of sandwiches, you ask? Well, nothing but the best for my lovely lady. Turkey and peanut butter, baby. That's right. BB loves a turkey and peanut butter, folks. It's delicious. I think it's also delicious as well. Nothing gross at all. The flavors complement each other. It's perfect sandwich. Cheap as hell too. I mean, you buy a full pound of turkey, little jar of peanut butter, and a loaf of bread. You're spending $6. I got the cheap turkey, folks. We like the cheap stuff. Very excited. But, we're trying to take it slow. We're taking it back a few years, reigniting the magic. Or at least trying to. And we'll see how it goes, I'm not, as I've said, I'm not a kind of guy who's going to set expectations too high for himself. We're just going to take it one day at a time, one date at a time, one sandwich at a time. And we're going to see how it goes. So, that's all you can really ask for in this life, giving something a shot and seeing how it goes. So, make sure you tune back in next week because it's going to be, I ain't going to say that I'm going to give you the juicy details, but if there's some details to be gave, they will be gave. The details will be given. I didn't know what the right past tense of give is in this context. Who knows? Who freaking knows? But needless to say, that's reason number one I'm excited, folks. Reason number two that I'm excited, I got a great guest. If you guys have ever gotten your car worked on here in town, you might know my guest. One of the best mechanics in the history of working on cars. My good friend, Bilbo Curry, is going to be here later. And I honestly could not be more excited to chat with him. I'm sure he's got a lot going on. People are getting back out on the road these days, so they're going to start, they're going to have to start getting their cars worked on, oil changes, all sorts of stuff. There's a lot going on. Once we start moving around again, the cars start needing the work again, so Bilbo's going to be there to help you guys out, so make sure you patronize his business as much as possible. But yeah, last week didn't really get much time to go through the mailbag and get a good solid answer to a question. So we'll do that here. Maybe we'll take two questions here. Folks, if you want to ask me a question, please send an email to howyoubenshow@gmail.com. I read them all. And as long as they ain't too weird, I'll answer them on the show. So please do it. But yeah, folks, we'll jump in here to the mailbag quick here, and we'll answer a couple questions real quick. First off, we got one. Says, hi, Brett. Would you consider going to therapy? It's kind of like a person aggressively helping you drink milk. Concerned, Hank. Okay, I'll tell you this, Hank. You ain't the first person who's made this recommendation to me. Okay? A lot of people, very soon after they meet me, they say something to the effect of, are you seeing anybody? Usually with that inflection, are you seeing anybody about this? And I'll tell you this, folks. I know that it seems like from the show that I'm a little scattered, that maybe, I got a lot going on in my brain, and I don't necessarily have a firm grasp on who I am as a person. It may sort of vacillate between many different things. But, folks, I don't need the stuff. That's it. That's it. I don't need therapy. That's what this show is for me, folks. Every week I get on this camera, I sit here in front of you, and I rip my life apart for your enjoyment. And I get to the bottom of it every single week. There hasn't been a week where I haven't had an epiphany since maybe the second or third episode of this show. So when people say, are you seeing somebody about this? I say, yeah, I am seeing somebody about this. You know who I'm seeing? I'm seeing myself. I'm seeing myself about fixing my personal issues. Because nobody knows me better than me, folks. Nobody out there knows me better than me. So the second I sit down with somebody, I got to start explaining to them, how I process things. They're going to be like, well, why don't you ever talk about your relationship with your parents? And I'm like, because there's nothing there, man. It's easier to just recognize when there's something there and dive in if you need to. But there's not anything there, okay? I'll be the first one to admit when I got a problem. We all know it. We all know that. I'm a straight shooter. I'm not going to sit down there and say to, I don't know, some guy who I get off the internet, yeah, so I had a tall mom and a very short dad, and it caused issues with me because I was more intimidated by my mother than my father, and yes, maybe that has sort of found its way into my everyday life, in that I am attracted to women who bear down on me, who whether in stature or in attitude, stay up here. But it's nothing. It's nothing bad. It's nothing weird. Okay? Who knows? Who knows what this guy could bring to the table that I can't? I think I got it under control. Well, I just got to explain to him the ins and outs of my relationship with BB. We've known each other since we were kids. Okay? The shape of a relationship is ups and downs, folks. It's ups and downs. It's not a straight line. It's not a straight up uphill situation. It's a wave. It's shaped like a wave. Okay? You're going to have some big highs. You're going to have some big lows. Anybody who expects these highs to continue forever, they're the one that needs to see somebody. Okay? I take the good with the bad when it comes to my relationship. Okay? And I just don't want to have to sit there and talk to some stranger, explain to him like, no, we got a thing, the way that we talk to each other. Yeah, to the outside, it feels like maybe it's uncaring. It feels like maybe I'm kind of like doing this a lot when she's telling me to do something, and she's doing this all the time when I'm talking to somebody when she's standing behind my back. We have a rapport. I don't want to explain that rapport to a professional. So I ain't going to go to therapy, folks. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. But I'm still going to be me, through and through, every single day. So real quick, we will do one more quick question here. This one says, DeMott. Uh-oh, this guy's and I must be personal friends. Can you kindly explain to me why last night my barn was ransacked of all its power tools, several boards were ripped off the wall, and an ad for Real Tight Hardware was taped to the front door with the note, "Tell him Brett DeMott sent you. I know that you're a big enthusiast of my farm's meat, but if you don't come clean now, you'll have to go elsewhere to get your farm fresh beef. With no love, Big Joel, owner of Big Britches Farms." Okay, Joel. Is this really the time and place for us to have this conversation? Knowing that I'll read whatever people email me on camera, this is the time? This is when we're going to have this conversation? The truth is, Joel, as you know, this incident, it's not a big deal. Because here's the thing. Real Tight Hardware, the hardware store that I used to own and now work at, I want to bring my version back. And Joel, your barn was open and you had all the tools, and I figured, hey, why not try out like a test zone for a new hardware store? I ain't got the space at my house, Joel, okay? We've talked in real life, okay? You understand. I ain't got the space at my house. Your farm is so big. You got so much land. Would it kill you to just let me borrow a barn for a couple weeks to do a pop-up, a hardware pop-up? Okay, that's all I'm asking for, okay? The cat's out of the bag also. That was a trial run for a hardware pop-up store that I'm doing in the coming weeks. A lot of people say, Brett, hardware doesn't seem like the kind of thing that would need a pop-up store. And I tell them, has anybody tried it yet? I didn't think they have. Okay? So let's not pass judgment until somebody freaking tries it. How about that? Okay? So everybody keep an eye out for my hardware pop-up store that'll be coming in the next couple weeks. It's very exciting stuff. I'm going to have all the best tools. Very exciting. So, Joel, next time you got an issue with me, call me on the phone or email me at nottheshowemail, because you know that I don't screen these emails with enough time to change my mind about reading them. Okay? So please, have a little bit of respect for me, okay? And maybe in return, I will show you and your barn some respect as well. That's it. All right, folks. Like I said, I'm really excited. I got my man Bilbo coming in here in just a second. I'm going to pop out, take a quick break, get Bilbo on the line, and when we get back, folks, we're going to have just the best conversation with my good friend, Bilbo Curry. So stick tight to the chair that you're sitting in, hang tight through the break, and I will BRB, as the kids say. Oh, yeah, folks. I'm back, and I'm excited. Couldn't be more excited. I know I've said it 100 times. Said it 1,000 times. I couldn't be more excited for this. But, folks, it's just the truth. I've been to a lot of mechanics, okay? I've been to tons of mechanics. More than most people, because as you guys know, I don't really trust people. I never have, and maybe never will. But I'll tell you this, if there's one person that I do trust, it's this man right here. Bilbo Curry, my mechanic. Bilbo, how you doing, my man? Good to see you.
Hey, what's going on, baby? I ain't seen you in so long, man.
I know, man.
This quarantine done separated. Why you ain't come back by?
Hey, man, listen. I ain't used the car, so I can't get the car worked on. The wife would have a fit if I told her that I was just gonna go get a checkup for my car. You know, in this circumstance, I can't just take the car down there even if I want to. You know.
You got to come on by. You got to see me, man. We got all these new carburetors in. We overflooded with carburetors right now, man. Come on.
You're
down here and see me now.
Well, what makes you think that I'm gonna need a carburetor, Bilbo?
Oh, man, I know your car, man. I've been working on your car for 25 years, man. I know you need a carburetor down here. We got all these carburetors, man. We can't. I'm telling you, man. We got all these carburetors. Oh, man. It's good to see you, man. It is good to see you.
It's great to see you too, man. It's honestly, it's nice. This show, what I love about doing this show is that every week I get to just see a new face that I ain't seen in a while. And I'll tell you this, what's been the hardest part about this quarantine is how I used to come down to the mechanic shop. You need to take a second to get those in your pocket.
Oh no, I got it, man. Go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say it just felt like maybe you were distracted by trying to get your cigarettes into the pocket there.
No.
Okay. I was gonna say what I miss is I used to come down there and you always had you had a cold bottle of water and a little packet of the single serving peanuts. And you'd sit him there on the chair because you knew I'd want to sit and chat for a little while.
And I love when he come and talk to me.
Yeah, and it's got to be tough for you these days because I know obviously now I was saying, people are getting back out on the streets these days. So, okay, at this point I'm getting distracted by.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm sorry, baby. I don't mean to.
Let's just put the cigarettes in the pocket and we'll be good. Just put the.
Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, they're in there now, baby.
All right, good. But now people are sort of getting.
Come on now, baby. What you talking about? I'm loving this story, man. I tell you, I love this story right now. Boy, I love when you tell me a good story. That's why I had the peanuts ready. That's why I had the water ready. Boy, I love when you come by the shop. You got to come by the shop.
All right. Look, I'll come by the shop, okay? I'll make up an excuse and I'll come by the shop tomorrow. So we'll get to that. But it's got to be tough for you because you're a guy who sort of thrives in social situations, I know you as a mechanic, but I see you all over town all the time. I mean, I'm at the grocery store getting dinner, and you're sitting there leaning up against the cash register talking to everybody who comes through the line because you know everybody. You know everything about everybody. Mm-hmm. So this time in particular must be really difficult for you not having that sort of opportunity to chat with people every single day.
Oh, but it's hard, man. It's hard. Let me tell you, I've been trying to take every chance at a social interaction I can have. I've been trying to get it going. Okay, I've been going down to the grocery store. I got to have a mask on while have a cigarette hole for my mask. And,
you put a cigarette hole in your mask.
Yeah. So I can get get my smoke on while I'm at the mask. And I'll tell you this, man. I'm telling you. It's so hard. You know me. I'm a hugger, baby. I like to grab you. I like to grab you.
Hey, I'll tell you this. You're a hugger, and I'll tell you this. I think you're a man who doesn't know your own strength. Because I'll tell you this. Yeah, I went to a chiropractor a couple years ago. Went down to get an oil change. Went down to get an oil change. Immediately had to go back to the chiropractor afterwards because you gave me the hardest hug I've ever had in my life. And that sounds like a compliment, or it sounds like a complaint, Bilbo. But I'll tell you this: I felt how much you loved it.
Oh, brother.
I felt it.
Come on now, you're my boy, baby. I've been working on your car for 25 years, baby. You know you're my guy. Boy, you's a fool, boy. You's a fool.
I know. I am a fool. But what have you been doing? You say you're seeking out these sort of these interpersonal interactions. Have you been just like creating these sort of opportunities at every turn? What else have you been doing? I mean, I know you used to love to go down to the park in town, and you just sort of do laps all day. Yeah, you do laps all day. Stop, talk to whoever. People having a picnic, you just kind of sit down, dig in a little bit.
Grab a cup of cheese, grab a couple of crackers, you know, like to sit down, you know. I ask them, I say, you mind if I smoke? And then they, you know, they usually don't care, but we outside, you know, so they don't mind if I smoke.
Now, I'll tell you this, Bilbo, you always ask if you could smoke, and I've actually, to this day, never seen you light a cigarette.
Oh, yeah. Why you a fool? You a fool, boy.
I mean, at this current moment, you are in your shop, and you're presumably outside, or there's flowing air, but you have not actually lit the cigarette that's in your mouth right now.
I know, man. I know that's crazy, right? Well, you know, I didn't want to be rude on your show, you know.
Hey, it wouldn't be rude, you know. If you want to smoke, you can smoke. I mean, I understand some people, they say, you know, cigarettes, they like just the sort of tactile nature of having something to do. Or maybe you used to smoke and you quit, but you still need to have something in your mouth. I understand that if you don't want to smoke, you don't have to smoke. It's just, I've just never seen you light one.
I didn't want to, I know you got your show here. You got your show all set up. I didn't want to be rude on your show because, you know, some people out there in the liberal bubbles don't like cigarettes. You know what I'm saying?
I do know that a lot of people don't like, and we've had this conversation before about cigarettes. You're one of those people who you accept science in a lot of ways, but when it comes to the science of smoking cigarettes, you don't believe a word of it.
Oh no! Look, I can read the back of this box here. It says, a federal court has ordered R.J. Reynolds Tobacco, Philip Morris USA, Altria, and Lorillard to make this statement about low tar and light cigarettes being as harmful as regular cigarettes. It's gonna be as harmful, and it's a light cigarette. It ain't got that much tar in it. Boy, you a fool, Brett. You a fool.
Hey, that's not my statement. You know, that's the government telling Philip Morris they got to say that. Okay, I'm never gonna come down on you too hard on it. You know how I feel. I've told you I think you should quit, but I ain't gonna come down hard on you because you know we all gotta live our own lives. Okay, I also realize you got another one in your ear as well. That's.
Oh yeah, that's for emergency. That's backup for emergency.
In case this one falls out, you got another one right there. Okay,
in case,
you're ready.
You know, I am when I see somebody. In case I ain't seen it in a long time, I go and then I just grab it from right there, put it right back in there. You know what I'm saying?
And then you reach down on the ground, pick up the one that you dropped, and put that up there.
Oh, no,
those cigarettes are going to be so incredibly packed, Bilbo.
I don't reach down on the ground now. I don't reach down on the ground because we in quarantine. I don't reach down on the ground in quarantine. That's where the germs be at. People, that's why you ain't supposed to have no shoes on in your house. We in quarantine.
You're not supposed to have. Now, see, this is something that I've actually heard you say. This was a pre-quarantine opinion of yours that we ain't supposed to wear our shoes in the house. Now, why is it that we're not supposed? Because the germs, we don't want to bring germs into our house. Is that the issue?
See, I'm assuming you have carpet like me.
I do.
5-bedroom house, all carpet.
Carpet in every room, kitchen as well, bathroom, both.
Bathroom, all carpet.
Yeah.
And them germs, they stay in the carpet. They stay in the carpet.
Yeah.
And that's we in quarantine. We in quarantine. I ain't bringing no germs from outside into my house during quarantine. You know, we in quarantine.
Yeah. I know we are in quarantine, man. We've been in quarantine for months now. It's honestly messing with my brain. You know what
I say? We had 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2000 quarantine. Brett, you a fool. You a fool, Brett.
I'll tell you this. I saw that coming from a mile away, and I still loved it just as much. The second that you said 2017, I was like, oh, I know where this is going, and I love it. And that's the thing. You're one of these guys who, like, it doesn't matter what you're saying. It makes people smile. And I think that's why you're a successful mechanic. Because you could be telling people the worst news that they've ever gotten about their car. Which, hey, we both know you've given me some pretty bad news about my ride. Okay? But I never once took that news hard because the way you tell me the news.
Yeah, I remember I had to tell you, listen, I'm sorry, but your rats have ate through all of your motor cables.
Right. And you gave me the rats. You said your rats. Which I wanted to, I fought you on that idea, and you said, well, whose rats are they if they're living in your car and you ain't got rid of them?
Exactly. That's common sense right there. I know
they're a pet at that point.
And the rats is yours. If they in your car that you own, huh? Come on. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Shit.
Yeah, it was honestly that was some really tough news to hear. To hear that the rats had eaten through so much of my the interior of my car, and you also, I mean, repeatedly have like given me tips on sort of how to keep my car in tip top working shape, which I appreciate because you're a person who isn't worried about job security.
Oh, no.
You're not like I'm not gonna. But a lot of people say if you teach a man to fish, he'll eat forever. You're the kind of guy. You've tried to teach me how to fix my own car multiple occasions, but as your words, not mine, I think I'm too much of a fool for that.
Yeah, you was a fool, bro. You was a fool. You can't be doing that. You can't be fixing your own car. I tried to tell you, you can be fixing your own car. See, you listen, man. I done had this shop. Listen, this is my granddaddy's shop.
Mm-hmm.
This is my daddy's shop.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's my shop. And
Mm-hmm.
I got these guys back here working with me. That there is Paul, and that is Ignacio. And Paul and Ignacio, they've been with me, 10, 15 years. You know them. You love them.
Oh yeah, they're great guys. They're great guys, hard workers.
I got them fell out.
And that's great. That's great because a lot of people say that when people go to a mechanic, they want the best of the best. They want the guy whose name's on the marquee. And you're the kind of guy, but you trust other people. So your fellas, Ignacio in particular, he's done some great work on my car. Like you train these guys. These guys are like your apprentices more than they are employees, right?
Oh yeah. So you see, you got Paul right here. That's Paul, and that's Ignacio right there. Ignacio know what he's doing, boy. Ignacio know what he's doing. It's like he's a savant. He's a Mitsubishi savant.
Also, great joke that you use frequently. The Mitsubishi Savant is a very good joke.
Boy, you a fool, man. You a fool.
And listen, Bilbo. A lot of times our conversations, they stick to sort of they stick in the same world of sort of cars and sort of mechanic work, fixing things up. But on this show, I like to sort of dig in with people and get out of the sort of regular sort of small talk and into some of the nitty gritty about their real life. For you personally, over the last couple months, have you had any sort of, I know a lot of people have had these sort of big emotional epiphanies, coming to respect their life and want more from themselves over these last few months. Have you had some time to reflect and really thought about sort of what you want for yourself and going into the future?
Well, I'll tell you what. I went back to school.
I did know that. I did know that. Yeah.
And on the first day of school, I got COVID. Very first day. Went back to trade school. I specialize in American cars, so I went back to learn how to specialize in foreign cars. There's a lot of people buying foreign cars these days. With the rap songs, everybody want a foreign car. Everybody talk about the foreign. My car foreign, my bitch foreign. And I don't understand that because both of them things you don't know how to drive. My car foreign, my bitch foreign. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? You gonna learn how to drive a foreign car and drive a foreign bitch? You a fool, Brett.
Now, a lot of people would say that being called a fool constantly by somebody is maybe something that would hurt somebody, but you use fool as a term of endearment, right? Like,
I love you, baby. I love you.
Yeah, you call pretty much everybody a fool. Like you called your own parents a fool. You called your dad a fool when he gave you the shot.
My dad is a motherfucking fool. My mom was a damn fool. My dad is a motherfucking fool, Brett. I love him. I love y'all. Boy, I love you like rice and butter, Brett.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. And how are your parents, by the way? I know. You have pretty a sort of regular relationship with them. You saw them pretty frequently. How are they making out? I know they used to come into the shop. Your dad used to own the shop, so I've met him a few times. How they been getting along?
Mom is good. Dad died. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Bilbo.
The COVID that I caught from going back to school, went home, took it to him. Yeah.
Oh no. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I need a towel to wipe my face. God damn. I'm sweating over here.
It's getting hot in here as well. I think it's just the endorphins of. Are you sweating or are you crying?
I'm sweating.
Okay.
That's all sweat. Shit, you a fool, bro.
Oh, I'm very sorry to see that, to hear that, because I know that your dad, is the legacy of the shop is linked to him. So knowing that he's gone, that's a real blow to town. And I'm sorry that the news didn't spread as wide as I would have expected it to. Have Have you been keeping that a secret from everybody?
This is breaking news right here. I don't know how many people from the town are watching this, but funeral services were 3 months ago, and we would still love donations. And you can do the donation. You can do that donating by bringing your car on down to the 10-minute chain.
Oh.
And we're a little bit slower now because of COVID rules. So the
right.
About 13 minutes, and I hope that's okay with y'all.
And now so in lieu of flowers, you're asking for donations to the shop.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting tact. I know he would probably actually like that because he was so sort of intertwined with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, he's real big in the community. He's always in the community. He was always in the community.
He was. He was actually the first car that I ever got. I got a.
Mm-hmm.
I had a old beat up Ford truck that my mom handed down to me, and he was actually the first person that ever changed the oil on that truck. And I remember bringing it in there. I was 17 years old. I brought the car in there. I didn't know anything about cars. Mm-hmm. And you know what your dad did for me?
What did he do?
He did exactly what you did. He set out a little chair, he put a little cold water on there and a little pack of peanuts, and he said, you sit down right there for the next hour and a half and watch me change this oil so that you can do it yourself at some point in the future.
Yeah, and that's the water right there. You see the water? That's the water right there. That's a bottle of it.
That's exactly the bottles. Those bottles. Ice cold those bottles are usually. But I will never forget that because that was the first time somebody ever showed me that kind of kindness of just like really trying to teach me instead of trying to take advantage of me. And it was honest. Some would say, some being me, would say that was the most sort of parental relationship. The only sort of parenting that I ever got was from your father.
Oh wow! That is a good thing to hear right there.
Yeah, because as everyone knows, my parents were not the most attentive. The only thing that most people know about my parents is that my mother was extremely tall and my father was extremely short.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That used to look weird. It looked like the number 10. And I used to, I used to, because we went to high school together. You remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
See your parents pick you up, and it's been a.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hang on. Is that why people used to say 10 to me when I would leave? When I would say, all right, you guys, see you later, I'd walk to the car, and everybody used to be like, all right, 10. Mm-hmm. Were they saying that because my parents looked like the number 10? Because
absolutely. Because your mama looked like Brigitte Nielsen, and your dad looked like Danny DeVito. Yeah.
That's very true. That is an absolutely true description of my parents. DeVito is honestly, I thought I would be hurt by having my dad compared to DeVito, but it's true. He looked like Danny DeVito, and like not DeVito in his prime. DeVito in the last sort of 5 years. My dad looked like that from the time that he was like 27 to this day. He's looked like current DeVito.
Yeah, he still looks like that. Yeah,
he does. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's interesting that kind of fills in a gap in my head about the 10 thing. Yeah, wow.
Times was easy back then,
It was, man. It was. We got up, we walked to school, we did the subjects, reading, writing, arithmetic. We hung out on the steps of the gymnasium, and then we'd go down to the local diner and we'd get a little lunch. On the weekends, we'd hang out. I mean, it
back
does
then,
feel like
COVID. We didn't have COVID.
No,
we didn't have the C, the O, and the I. We just had the V and the D. You know what I'm saying? Venereal disease.
Yes. And now, when we talk, I'm actually surprised that you wanted to bring up VD because, as we all know, I was not the most promiscuous person in high school, but Bilbo was, you did a little bit of business, and you were famous for coming to school with readouts of your test results and bragging about the different venereal diseases that you had acquired.
Oh yes, I had fish hook disease. I had beef stroganoff disease. Yeah, I had the other white meat. You know what they call it, the other white meat.
Yes.
Yeah, all those.
Yeah.
I got all.
You had.
No.
Oh no. At this point, I think more cigarettes have fallen to the floor than. Well, you haven't even smoked one yet, so you've wasted more cigarettes than you have smoked at this point.
Well, you a fool. Well, you are an observant fool.
That's what they say, man. That's what they say. I'll gladly take that title, okay? Because there ain't never been. I never had a superlative or anything in high school. You remember that? I was never the smartest. I was never most likely to succeed. I was never anything. None of that. Okay, so it's nice to even just be told that I'm good at something, even if it's just observing what you're doing in front of me.
Boy, you good, boy. You good. Yeah. I like that jacket too. Where you get that from? Burlington?
What's that? Oh, the jacket. I told everybody earlier. Me and BB. You know, I told you about this. BB and I have been having my wife BB. You know her. We
that old ass. Yeah.
I mean, hey, you said it. You said it.
That ass is a fool.
BB. I'm not. That wasn't me, BB. No. I should say yes. Not BB. I am attracted to your fat ass. She's gonna be pissed at me. She's gonna say that I don't think she's attractive, and I don't mean that. BB. If you're watching this, I'm attracted to your butt. I love your butt. It's good. I like it. It's very attractive to me. Oh God, I ruined it, Bilbo. I'm toast. I'm toast.
You ain't toast. You still wet bread.
Hey, I appreciate that reference because that's something that I've said before. I'm not toast. I'm still bread, folks. But yeah, no, we're supposed to go out on a date tonight. So the first time since we sort of got things rekindled a little bit. And so I decided I would try to. I decided I would try to dress up a little bit for, because we're gonna go take a walk down to the river and have some peanut butter and turkey sandwiches.
Oh, that's gonna be nice. Peanut butter and turkey. Oh yeah, that's gonna be nice right there. That's gonna be nice.
It's gonna be nice to just sort of get out the house. You know, my oldest now is old enough to babysit the younger ones, so we don't got to get a sitter. It's nice, honestly, to have a sort of teenage kid who can watch out for the other ones. Because we can kind of do whatever we want. And a lot of people say maybe that was what was missing earlier in our relationship when we were having trouble, is that we weren't taking time for ourselves. And now it's fun to bring that up because I know you are notorious for solo trips. You've gone on tons of trips by yourself to all over the country. Yes. And I'm surprised that you haven't just taken up your bags and just gotten out of town during COVID, but you haven't. You've been sticking around.
We was too busy. I couldn't go nowhere. So right here, you see this truck right here. This is my Toyota truck, and I just jump in this thing. I ride all out. You know, I go all over the place.
Yeah,
nothing stopping me. So my 8-year-old watches my 6-year-old, and she in turn watches my 4-year-old.
That's good. It's a buddy system.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a buddy system.
You know, they all do things. Some of them have skills. The 8-year-old is going to take over this shop. She's a she knows about cars already.
That's incredible.
And the middle one, the 6-year-old, you know, she does hair. And then the 4-year-old is a piano virtuoso. Very good on the damn piano.
Now, see, that makes sense to me because you've got the finesse in the fingers. It makes absolute sense that you'd have a kid who is a concert pianist or a prodigy pianist.
Oh yeah, she gets that from me.
That's incredible.
I mean, in the hood of the cars. You know,
hey, that's actually a perfect analogy for the work that you do under the hood. You're tickling the ivories, but underneath the hood, tickling the pistons. That's what we'll say.
Tickling the pistons, yeah.
Tickling the pistons and the lug nuts and the.
I like that right there. Tickling the pistons. Yeah.
Now that's interesting. So your 8-year-old's gonna take over the shop. Now, are you already making plans to hand it off? Because it feels like you're a young guy. You're what, in your 50s?
I'm the same age as you, baby.
Yeah, 55. You're 55, just like me. Look great. We both look incredible for our age, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So you're not ready to.
Go ahead. What you saying?
You're not ready to hang up the
Oh no,
the tires yet, are you?
no, not yet. I got at least 5-10 more. Oh shit, I got at least 5-10 more years in me. Yeah.
That's good. That's great. But you're just so if you say you had 5 more years, that would put your 8-year-old at what 13 when you retire.
That's when I took over this shop. You know.
I was gonna say that is exactly in line with the sort of precedent set by your father.
Yeah, because you with the football team.
And man, that was just how tough was that on the team? I mean, we were having a season of a lifetime. Season of a lifetime. You were averaging 3 touchdowns per game. You of course were our halfback.
Yeah.
You were averaging 2-3 touchdowns a game, and then you quit.
I had to quit. I had to give it up.
You quit because you said that the cars were calling to you.
Vroom, vroom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah. And a lot of people said they took that kind of hard. They also like sort of a lot of people didn't appreciate what your father was doing, said he was retiring too early and forcing you out, but you insisted that this is what you wanted and this is what this was your choice, not your father's. You actually forced him out, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I told him to get the fuck out of here. I told him he had to get the fuck out of here. It's my shop now. You know, I changed the name from 10-minute oil to 10-minute oil change, from 11-minute oil change. I took a minute off.
You shaved a minute off, and it's partially due to Ignacio, because Ignacio's been with you since the beginning.
Ignacio, look at him back there. Well, he been talking about this car for the past 30 minutes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He ain't looking once. He ain't distracted by the Hollywood. You know, we always doing Hollywood stuff.
We are. This is Hollywood stuff. This is as high production value as any Hollywood show there's ever been.
Ignacio's over here. Ignacio's over here getting it in on that truck back there. You see Paul over here talking about that little Nissan Sentra that they got back there. We just got going in today.
Yeah, but hey, we can't expect the same thing from Paul as we can from Ignacio. Okay, Paul will work his way up to the nice trucks. Until then, he'll stick to the Sentras. Okay. I say you got to gatekeep a little bit. You can't just let him do whatever, because he doesn't have the skills.
You need to come work with me. Shit, you already know the way the shop works.
Honestly, it would be a dream, Bilbo, because as you know, I owned the hardware store here in town, and when I went bankrupt, I had to sell it. And so a lot of people say, you know, Brett's not fit for employment. He's ran every business adventure. That's right, business adventure he's ever tried. He's run it into the ground. And so a lot of people would say, don't trust me, don't let me come in. But I've been picking up a few shifts at the hardware store now. You know, it's crazy to work there after you owned a place. I know you would probably, I don't know what you would do if that circumstance ever arose in your life.
Oh, boy. Oh, shit, I don't know. Oh, baby. If that came to my place, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably jump off a bed. I'd probably drink some, shit. I'd probably get some of this oil and, that one's broken. Can't do nothing with that one. Okay.
How many cigarettes are left in that pack, by the way?
I got a lot. In me.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you, yeah, I truly, I can't even imagine a world where you didn't run the shop, and a world without you in the shop, I think, is a world where I don't go to the shop anymore. So exactly. Unless you handed it off to your oldest, which then I would totally and completely support you. So just know that you got my business no matter what happens. Okay, I will be there. I'll be first in line every single Sunday to get the oil changed, which, as everybody knows.
That's too many oil changes, Brett, but I appreciate you.
No. After my car started giving me trouble years ago, I was like, the only way to make sure that we don't have any more trouble is to make sure the oil's changed every single week. And so,
and I told you, I said, your car is being lived in by rats, and all the wires and everything are being eaten up by rats.
And you said,
don't oil change. Your oil is fine. The oil is good.
I said, maybe it's bad oil that's attracting all of these rats. And since I started the once a week oil change plan, the rats have been less. Yeah, have the rats gone away completely? No.
They still there.
But there are less rats, and I haven't had any sort of chew-through situations in months. So, I mean, maybe the oil change in an indirect, the 4 oil changes a month in an indirect way has made things better.
Yeah.
But I to me, it isn't even about taking care of my car anymore. What it's about for me, Bilbo, is making sure that I got a steady stream of cash flying in to 10-minute oil change. Because that's what I care about. I care about supporting local businesses who've treated me right over the last few decades, and you are on the top of the list of the ones who have treated me right. So I just want to make sure you know that there's never going to be a day where I don't come in there once a week and get a brand new set of oil shoved into my car.
That means the world to me, man. That means the world to me. I just want to give your listeners, we are doing a special.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let us know. Let us know.
Come in and get your oil change. You get a free bottle of water and a free pack of airline peanuts. I have been taking a lot of flights during COVID-19 and collecting all types of peanuts. And you got to request peanuts on plane now.
Yeah.
You can't just get them because so many people are allergic to peanuts now because, snowflakes, But you're allergic to peanuts. So you got to request them. You got to say, can I get some peanuts? Because they try to give you pretzels.
Yes.
One thing that people don't want when they get in their oil change is a goddamn pretzel.
Hey, I'll tell you this. You get dehydrated. And a lot of people would say, well, that's what the water's for. But pretzels are so dry. When you get a peanut is the perfect balance of salt and fat. We all know this. It's the best. It's the absolute best snack. A peanut is my number 2 favorite snack behind concession stand and movie theater hot dogs.
Okay.
Those are my number 1 and my number 2.
Now, what do you think about nachos?
See, here's my thing with nachos. And I know a lot of people love nachos, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate online for saying this out loud. Nachos are too messy for me. You can't eat them in...
What the hell, Brett? Brett? Well, I tell you. You know what, Brett? You know what? Let me tell you something. I can't even believe you just sat there and you said that to my face. I can't even believe you said that. You learn something new about somebody every day. Brett, you a fool.
No, listen, no, come on. Bilbo. No, Bilbo, listen, I didn't mean to offend you. I'm just saying I like snacks that you can eat anywhere. Okay? And a hot dog is like, it's perfectly self-contained. You give me a nacho that is maybe sort of folded up on either side, and you got the toppings in the middle, and you can eat it with one hand, yeah, maybe I'd eat that nacho. Okay? But you can't go, like, if I'm sitting at home, I'm going to sit there and make a whole plate of nachos. I'm going to get it on me, and then I'm going to ruin my shirts because I put so much stuff on there. It feels like too much of a hassle for me when something as delicious as a hot dog is so easy to find, and peanuts are, you got them in one hand. You got them in one hand. It's this.
You're a fool, man. You're a fool. I'll tell you one thing. You're a fool, bro.
I know.
I'll tell you one other thing. I don't know what you putting on your damn nachos. When you go to the movies, you only got one option, and that's jalapenos.
Jalapenos and the little cheesy, the liquid cheese. It's just the liquid cheese.
That's good.
It drips so much, and the jalapenos got the little jalapeno juice on them, and it comes out of the little tub that's just got water in there, and it's all got jalapeno flavor in it now. It's just too much. It's too intense for me, man. And look, eat whatever you want, man. I would never tell you what to eat or what not to eat. To eat or not to eat.
I eat your house at home, bro. You can't tell me what to eat. You can't tell me what to eat, Brett.
I know. I did want to tell you that I did talk to. We got the same doctor, and I went in there, and I had an appointment right after yours, and the doctor was actually complaining because he said he gave you some very strict dietary advice to handle your blood pressure, and you refused him and stormed out because you said that nobody can tell you what to eat. You'll eat them out of house and home.
You forgot one part of that. I refused him, slapped the shit out of him, and then stormed out. Well, nobody tell me what to eat.
He didn't tell me to slap the shit out of him part, but because I think he was embarrassed. But now thinking back on it, his face was definitely red on one side. So
and did you know the shit smell in the room? Because I slapped him so hard, he shat himself.
Now that you mention it, I'm piecing together these different pieces of information and realizing the scene is exactly as you described it. I went in and the doctor had pooped in his pants.
Yeah.
So I think you are maybe exactly right. That is exactly what happened.
Well, nobody tell me what to eat. With that being said, my daughter's probably going to have to take over the shop a little bit earlier because I am in bad health.
No. Come on. You'll get it under control. They got medicines and stuff for blood pressure these days. You're going to be absolutely fine. Just pop a couple pills. I'll tell you this, not lighting the cigarette is definitely going to keep you on the earth a little bit longer. So
you know what? Let me tell you something about these damn cigarettes. Nothing can't be fixed by a cigarette and a little Sapporo premium.
Hey, I agree with you. Well, listen, Bilbo, I'm gonna have to let you go because we got to wrap things up here, man. But I'll tell you this: it was so nice. It felt like the good old days chatting with you because we haven't been able to do this in so long.
Bring the car in.
I will.
And we promise nobody gonna cough on you. So bring the car in, baby.
I will.
Here.
Bilbo, I will be in there tomorrow morning with the car just to get her checked on and get an oil change. And we'll catch up again then in person. But Bilbo, thank you so much for being here. Again, sorry to hear about your father. I wish I had heard about it months ago when it happened. But I will bring you my car as a donation towards your father's wishes. But Bilbo, thank you so much for being on the show. Hope I'll see you tomorrow. And hopefully have you on the show again sometime in the future, bud. Have a good one, man.
All right. Cheers, brother. Cheers.
All right. Oh, and there he is, folks. Bilbo Curry, my mechanic. What a guy. What a freaking guy, folks. Thank you all so much for watching the show today. Really always appreciate you all coming through. I know that Bilbo said that he would appreciate people bringing their car into the shop instead of donations, but I do feel like we should probably set up a situation where we're helping them pay for their father's funeral. So if you could spare a couple bucks, please click the donation button below. There's also probably a donation button in the chat that you can click to donate a couple bucks to his father's funeral fund. Funeral fund, not fun. Funerals are never fun, folks. We all know that. But I'm going to go try to patch things up with BB because I'm almost positive that she's not going to be happy with me for not saying that I liked her butt on the show. So I'm going to patch things up with her as we go on this date. And check in next week to see how it goes, folks, because we're going to need all the good vibes we can get to make sure things go good. But again, folks, if you could throw a couple bucks in the old donation pot. Also, thank you so much. I see now we got some gifted subs. Nikki Cole hit some gifted subscriptions. We also got an anonymous gifter gave us 20 subs to the channel. I appreciate those subs just as much as John does, folks, because it means that I can keep doing this show and he won't be upset at me for taking up space on the channel. So thank you so much for those gifted subs. Thank you so much for anybody who has donated thus far. And thank you so much for watching as always. If you're not following, please follow the channel. If you have Amazon Prime, you can get a free subscription to the channel. You just click the button for subbing, and you just do it with Twitch Prime. That's an easy way to support the channel. But folks, thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate everybody watching. And I certainly hope you all be here next week, same time, same place for another episode. Got a great guest lined up for next week as well. Tune in on Friday to see who that guest is going to be to hear on John's channel. He'll announce it on his stream on Friday night for all you folks out there who are excited. But yeah, folks, I think that's it. I guess all that's left to say is until next time, Brett, out.